Let you all open all your three eyes.
Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
In this sacred manual of power manifestation, which serves as a scriptural authority containing the Shastra Pramanas, eternal unchangeable truths, Apta Pramanas, Atma Pramanas, Sakshi Pramanas, and Prataksha Pramanas, we present to you the various powers of Paramashiva. By this, we place before humanity the supreme authenticity of the power manifestation science established by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagat Guru Mahasanidhanam, His Divine Holiness Nithyananda Paramashivam. Paramashiva has systematically revealed these powers in their purest forms as various techniques and revelations to experience pure oneness with Paramashiva. As a direct experience of oneness with Paramashiva, his Shaktis powerfully manifest in an initiated being at different levels of human consciousness, physicality, physiology, psychology, and neurology permanently. We offer these power manifestation manuals to celebrate your experience of oneness with the Supreme Paramashiva. Nithyanandam.
Nithyanandam, Jnana Paddhati Manual, under the guidance of Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagadguru Mahasanidhanam, His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam. Let's start with the Sadguru Vandanam. Nithyanandam Paramasukadam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dvandvatitam Gaganasadusham Tattvamasyaadilakshya Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadi Sakshi Bhutam Bhavatitam Trigunarahitam Sadgurum Tam Namami. Let's go through the disclaimers. Security measures. No photography, video, audio recording. Important cautions. Please be aware of the important cautions. What is power manifestation? Let's hear from Bhagavan himself explaining what is power manifestation.
All the 25 states of consciousness, when they happen in you due to your chemicals and hormones ups and downs, it is powerlessness. When it happens in you out of your free will and consciousness, it is powerfulness. That's all. When you fall into sleep, it is powerlessness. When you enter into sleep, it is powerfulness. When you fall into dream, it is powerlessness. When you decide to dream, it is powerfulness. So I have added the ultimate powerfulness, Turiyatita, in your whole being and doing. Manifest all the powers. Understand, power manifestation is nothing but cognitive shift. It is not work. It is cognitive shift. Understand? It is just cognitive shift. It's not work. Work is a 4-letter word. Power manifestation is cognitive shift, playing with life, playing with being alive. Static matter, dynamic activity, strategic existence, all these three has no boundary. You are one with it. You are alive in everything. Everything listens to you. Everything decides as you want. Power manifestation is cognitive shift, raising your frequency, not work.
Now let's understand who is Paramashiva. Bhagavan himself has beautifully explained the Paramashiva in all of us.
Paramashiva does manifestation, maintenance, rejuvenation, pulling out of delusion and liberation. He resides in his supreme Paramashiva Swarupa as Ajomuha or Adhomuha, unborn, beyond form, formlessness. Is Paramashiva Swarupa. That Paramashiva Swarupa manifests with these 5 faces as Sadashiva, Tatpurusha, Vamadeva, Ahora, Satyojata, Ishana. 5 faces he manifests and does the Panchakritya, Srishti, manifestation, Sthiti, sustenance, Samhara, rejuvenation, Trobhava, pulling out of delusion, Anugraha, liberation. Understand? He does all these 5 jobs. Through these 5 phases. Now listen carefully. Tatpurusham, Vamadevam, Satyojatam, Ahoram, Ishanam. These 5 phases does Panchakrityas. Each phase, each dimension is not just one F-A-C-E phase, P-H-A-S-E phase. It's not just F-A-C-E, P-H-A-S-E. Understand? The creation, not just creation getting created, even sustenance need to be created. Destruction need to be created and pulling out of delusion need to be created. Liberation need to be created. Then creation, manifestation need to be maintained. Maintenance, sthiti itself need to be maintained. Destruction, samhara, the rejuvenation need to be sustained, maintained when it is happening. Pulling out of delusion, Trobhava, need to be maintained when it is happening. And Anugraha, liberation, need to be maintained when it is happening. Those micromilliseconds when it is happening. So understand, Satyojata Murti as 5 phase, Ishana Murti as 5 phase, Vamadeva Murti as 5 phase, Agora Murti has 5 phase, Tatpurusha Murti has 5 phase. So, Tatpurusha Murti as is 5 phase, Agora Murti has is 5 phase, Vamadeva Murti has is 5 phase, Satyojata Murti has is 5 phase, Ishana Murti has is 5 phase. All these 5 Murtis, 5 phases put together is 25 phases of Mahasadashiva.
Bhagavan beautifully explained Paramashiva. Now, who is His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam? Let's hear from Bhagavan himself. Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagadguru Mahasannidhanam, His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam is a reviver of Kailasha, the ancient enlightenment civilization, the great cosmic borderless nation. Is an avatar from and is a supreme pontiff of Hinduism. His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam has made science of our manifestation, yoga, temple-based university for humanity, Sovereign Order of Kailasha, led by His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam and Nithyananda Order of Monks, Nuns, Hindu diasporas are working for global peace to give superconscious breakthrough to humanity. Nithyananda Hindu University, world's largest with extended campus in 150 countries, is collecting, organizing, preserving, time capsuling, decoding, spreading and reviving 20 million source books of Hinduism and 64 sacred arts, science like Ayurveda, music, dance, sculpting, astrology, Vastu, and many more. His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam is 293rd Guru Mahasannidhanam of Shamalapita Sarvanyapita, ancient apex body of Hinduism and present emperor of Suryavamsa Surangi Swamrajyam. His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam has survived the worst persecution of multiple assassination attempts on person and character by anti-Hindu elements. Beautifully, Bhagavan now explains who is His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam.
Everything is infinitely powerful. You realize your potentiality. You establish yourself in the completion, space of completion. You are God, that's all. All of us are gods. The first experience is that I was able to see everything around me, above me, the whole 360 degree. I realized not only I was able to see, I was able to feel, experience the skin of the stone on rock on which I was sitting and the skin of this body. Both carry me equally. In both I exist equally. Sangha is a place where the tattvas are taught to you, and till it becomes satya, you are supported. Akhadas are basically founded by Sadashiva himself. All is ganas, Shiva ganas. Exactly the word gana means. In your length, breadth, depth, if you are filled by Shiva, you are Shiva gana. All the Shiva ganas formed the first Akhada. Later on, much later, Kapila Muni organizes Mahanirvani Akhada. Then all other Akhadas. Mahamandaleshwar of Mahanirvani Akhada, the oldest apex body of Hinduism, I welcome every one of you. What I am teaching is from original Agamas Yogapada. The science very clearly declares, Sadashiva is very clear, manifestation of these powers happen when you experience oneness with Sadashiva. choose your guru, the best thing is find a person who is enlightened, experienced, who can play with energy, who can directly transmit experience to you, and who is in tune with the original Shastras, the source of the knowledge. All the revealed scriptures available about the yoga directly by Sadashiva for you to do research, study, practice, question the people who teach.
The science of power manifestation is a gift to the humanity, which is authentic, time-tested, scientific, and foolproof. Diksha, or the initiation from His Divine Holiness, Nithyananda Paramashivam, makes the science directly an experience for the initiates. The experience is directly authenticated by the Pramanas. The Shastra Pramanas, the eternal, unchangeable truth revealed in the source scriptures, the Veda and Agamas. The Apta Pramanas, the experience of the Rishis, Munis, Ganas, Nayanamars, Alvars, and Siddhars, who are the authority of Hinduism, who have scientists who time-tested and verified the science of power manifestation. The Atma Pramanas are the avatar who land on the planet Earth to give a superconscious breakthrough to humanity. His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, this millennium's avatar, personal experience of power manifestation. Shakshi Pramanas, or the experience of the millions of disciples, devotees, and followers initiated into the science of power manifestation by Bhagavan himself. Pratyaksha Pramanas, or the scientific studies which can be measuring the effect of being in the enlightened state.
Powerful cognition from Bhagavad Gita Decoded, Bhagavan Satsang.
Higher level of consciousness, bliss and devotion, bliss and gratitude, gratitude and bliss. These two are virtuous circle which leads you to the higher consciousness. Bliss means the experience, leads you to expression. Gratitude, service. Again, the expression, the gratitude or service leads you to bliss. One leads to other, the other leads to first. So it is called virtuous circle. Usually we are caught in the vicious circle. Fear leads to greed, greed leads to fear. Fear leads to more greed, fear leads to more greed, and more greed leads to more fear leads to more and more greed, and more greed leads to more and more fear. This is vicious circle. And here Krishna introduces virtuous circle. Virtuous circle is what he calls dharma. Dharma means virtuous circle, which leads you to higher and higher consciousness, which leads you to higher and higher level of experiences. Sri Bhagavan Uvacha Maya Vesya Manoye Mam Nitya Yukta Upasade Shraddhaya Parayo Veda Deme Yukta Tamamada Maya Vesya Manoye Mam Nitya Yukta Upasade Shraddhaya Parayo Veda Deme Yukta Tamamada. Bhagavan says, those who fix, those who are established in the consciousness which expresses the gratitude, bhakti, are always engaged in me. And the transcendental faith means the experience which they undergo at the time of cosmic experience, both are ultimate. Of course, there are so many people who translate this text. Now I have to tell an important thing. Sanskrit is such a beautiful language. You can make any meaning out of any word. That is why so many thousands of commentaries on Gita is possible. But still Gita is new. No other book is commented by so many masters like Gita. But still Gita is new. Each one tries to give their own meaning. Again and again I insist. A person who has not experienced, if he starts speaking, naturally he will be in trouble, and he will be creating trouble to others. How blind leading blind leads both of them to trouble. Same way, a person without experience, when he translates or starts, he automatically does something called text torturing. Understand this small example. Here I am putting some diagram and explaining to you. After few days, you are presenting only audio CD to one of your friend who has not attended the lecture. How much he can grasp? He cannot. Because so many things are there in the diagram. I am explaining through a picture. If you are here seeing and listening, you will be able to, even then it is very difficult to grasp the truth, to understand it as it is. And if you are just giving an audio CD to some friend who has not come, who has not attended the program, how much you will be able to understand? Same way, and if he tries to understand and he wants to give a lecture on this subject to somebody else, how much it will be original? Same way, person who has not seen, just got the audio recording, only the book. Bhagavad Gita is just audio recording, transcription of audio recording. It is not even audio recording. If you just hear audio recording, at least you can understand few more things by the voice modulation. Here even voice modulation is not there. It's a transcription of audio recording. How much can you translate or interpret? That's the reason Vivekananda again and again emphasizes, don't read or listen anything which is expressed by a person who has not personally experienced. First thing he says, first thing, don't bother what he is speaking, bother first about who is speaking. He emphasizes on the personal experience. Here Bhagavan says, Maya Veshya Mano Emam Nityayukta Uvasade Shraddhaya Parayo Veda Deme Yukta Tamamata. Those who express their experience as devotion, see the word upasate, upasana. The word upasana can be translated in many ways. When you see the divine in everybody, whatever you do is upasana. When you see the divine in everybody, whatever you do is upasana. Please be very clear. When you don't see the divine in everybody, you can't see divine in any statue or in any master. First be very clear. If you don't see divine in living beings, you can't see divine in a God or in a guru. Somebody goes to Ramanuja. Ramanuja is a great master. But for Ramanuja, South India would have lost the whole spirituality. Shankara went and settled in North. Even though he is born and brought up in South, he spent most of his time in North. This is because of Ramanuja, the devotion and the spirituality thrived in South India. Till the end, Ramanuja stayed in South India. Not only that, Shankara lived only 32 years, but Ramanuja lived for a long time. He lived in the planet Earth for a long time, and he inspired thousands of people. Ramanuja inspired thousands of people in the path of spirituality and meditation. One young man goes to Ramanuja and asks, Bhagavan, please tell me how to achieve bhakti, how to achieve God, how to achieve the devotion. Ramanuja says, have you loved anybody in your life? This man was shaken. He said, I am a pure brahmachari. How can you ask me this question? I came to you to learn about God, but you are asking this question. Ramanuja says, first go and love somebody. See how you feel when you love somebody. Then come back, I will teach you about God. I will teach you about bhakti. Understand? The man was, of course, naturally taken aback. He is not able to understand what Ramanuja says. Unless you love the person whom you are seeing, how you will be able to love the person whom you have never seen? If you can't love human beings whom you are seeing every day, how can you love the form of God or God whom you have never seen? What he says is true. What he says is true. We also should understand, unless you start radiating love in the space where you are staying, you can't love the whole world. Again and again I tell people, loving the whole world is very easy, but loving your wife is very difficult. Loving the whole world is easy because you don't have to do anything. Just say, I love whole world, I love whole world. But when you love your wife, you have to change your attitude. You have to change your mind. You have to change your words. You have to do something. You have to do something. Being established in the consciousness or expressing it towards the universe, both are one and the same. And only one more thing, when a person is merged, when a person is established, automatically he will radiate. Automatically he will radiate. Please be very clear. If the love is not happening, if the expression is not happening, be very clear, the person has not experienced. When a real experience happens, it automatically expresses. Experience is not something you can possess and keep it in your cupboard. No. Experience will possess you and it will sing through you. Somebody asks a Zen master, will enlightened man speak? Master says no. Enlightened man will never speak. Only a person who don't know will speak. Then he asks, then enlightened master will keep quiet? Master says no. An enlightened man can never keep quiet. If he keeps quiet, be very clear, he don't know. He is not enlightened. Disciple was puzzled. Just taken aback. You say neither he will speak, nor he will keep quiet. What he will do? Master replies, he will sing. His very being will sing. He will neither speak nor keep quiet. His very being will sing. Because you can't possess experience. Experience will possess you. When experience possesses you, whatever you do will be a song. Any word which comes out of you will be a song. Your very walking will be a dance. Your very body language will radiate a grace. All your expressions will be a service, great service to the humanity. He says beautifully, enlightened man never keeps quiet, or he never talks, he just sings. That is why Gita is given in the form of song. Gita is not prose, it is song. The great truths can never be expressed in logic. It can be expressed only through poems. He says, Krishna says, who is established in the consciousness is great, but the person who expresses, who shares, who automatically radiates will be much greater than who is.
The Shastra Pramana for the power of levitation. Sutra 82, Dharana 57. Asane shayane stitva niradharam vibhavayan swadeham manaksikshine shanadakshina sayo bhavet. Asane shayane sthitva niradharam vibhavayan swadeham manasikshine shanadakshina shayo bhavet.
Vijnana Bhairava Tantra, Sutra 82, Dharana 57. Bhagavan Parameshwara says, being situated on the comfortable seat or on the bed, firmly cognize that your own body is without any support or base from anywhere. It is resting on nothing. By holding this cognition, when the mind becomes worn away and thoughtlessness arise, then in an instant one becomes weightlessness and experience the space of beyond the mind, the space of Paramashiva. Bhagavan beautifully says that the enlightened masters go on contributing unconditionally and completely in the oneness with Paramashiva. All that they do is auspicious. When Angulimala, he is a criminal serial killer of 999 people he has murdered for the thumb that he has taken and made a mala. And he wanted to kill Buddha also to make the last thumb. But Buddha, when he went close to him, he said, "Oh, my friend," just with that expression, he asked Angulimala. The minute he heard, it was so deep that transferred him into a space of oneness, and completely he dropped everything and surrendered and became sannyasi. See, so many people had the experience of instant completion. Arunagirinathar in the Tiruvannamalai temple, when he wanted to commit suicide so that he can get rid of his disease, Muruga just comes and blesses him, and immediately he completes and starts functioning for Muruga. Such a beautiful space. So many masters have lived and have performed that ultimate space with Paramashiva and manifested all these powers so easily and so vividly, and they are the time-tested proof for manifestation of powers. Now with this powerful cognition, let's go to the Apta Pramana. Apta Pramana, Shakti to levitate a person located across the great distance. This is Valmiki Ramayan, Yuddha Kanda, Saga 122, verse 24-25. Rama, Lakshmana, Sita, Vibhishna, and the Varna army board the Pushpak aircraft, mystical aircraft from Lanka that could contract and expand according to the will of the user and levitate and fly at a great speed. They used it to reach Ayodhya. Rama shows Sita the wonder he saw during the journey to south from the Pushpaka. Such a beautiful way they all lived, and they all experienced the levitation by levitating the whole Vimana. The Atma Pramanas are Leelas of Bhagavan. Now we listen to Bhagavan's satsang.
He is so strong with his feeling connection, he was able to just connect with the deity, just with the trust. So I apologized, then I moved. There was a small temple in that village. I stayed in that village, in the temple. And I was talking about this incident to few people. Some foreigner came to that village like as a tourist. His guide, who can speak little English and little Hindi, English or Hindi, that guy was taking around that foreigner, and he wanted to show that foreigner some Indian sadhu. So he brought that foreigner to me, and he was telling him about Indian sadhus, few things. Then I also tried. Those days I can't speak fluent English. I can manage, but not fluently. Neither Hindi nor English, but somehow I manage my wandering. But broken Hindi words are enough. For sadhu, you don't need to speak much. Now in North India, they'll give you food and they'll take care of you, and great people. It's a very beautiful civilization. In the North, so much of respect and love for the sadhus and for the tradition. So I was explaining that like this happened. I put my head on the deity, and that guy came running. He had a telepathy experience with the deity, that he felt like he should protect it, that somebody is abusing it. Then he came running. I apologized. I told the whole story. This foreigner was really, he got the curiosity. Wow. He wants to meet that villager. So anyhow, this local guide said, I'll get that villager, don't worry, because I described how that villager looks. Then this guide took that westerner to that villager. I also wanted to see the fun. I went there. I also went. And during the conversation, that westerner, he asked that villager what happened and all that, and that villager described, like this, I had a vision that my Shiva is being abused by somebody. I ran and I saw this sadhu was putting his head on that Shiva, and I drove him out. He described all the story, and then that foreigner asked, that westerner asked, how did you feel this? How can this happen? He said, no, I feel it is Shiva for me, and so through this deity, Shiva responds to me. That foreigner, I don't know whether he wants to test that villager or really offered. He said, if I give money, will you give this? I'll give you $5,000. Means now 2.5 lakh. I don't know at that time what value. At least few lakh. Few lakh is not a small money. The villager, maybe his whole property will be only that much worthy. Whatever property he has, his house or little land, whatever he has, the whole thing will be only that $5,000 worth. And I thought really that villager is going to jump on that foreigner and finish him off. Shout at him or abuse him or drive him out, saying, how dare you bargain, give money, fix a price for my God, for my Shiva. I thought there is going to be big ruckus, chaos, big scene. I was just keeping quiet. I was really surprised That villager very simply said, please take it. He gave it away. He said, please take it. Give the money and take the deity. And that Westerner really wanted to carry that as a souvenir. So he gave the money and took it. I think he gave in Indian rupee and took it. That guide, he also made little commission in the fixing the bargain. Everything was done. I was really shocked. Then after that, Westerner went away. I caught hold of the guide and caught that farmer, that villager, and asked, how dare you sell your God? He was very cool. And I tell you honestly, he had a telepathy experience with the deity. It was not lie. It's the truth. He was very cool. And he told me very cool way, Swamiji, I did not sell my God. I just sold a stone which I thought as worshipped as God. I'll put another stone. And not only that, with this money I'll build a temple for that stone. See, and he was very clear, I'll put another stone and do prana pratishtha. And that will become God. Now I did two things. One, satisfied a Westerner and inspiring him in the tradition. You see, he will carry this. It will be a God for him. So in a way, I am responsible for spreading Vedic tradition to one person. True. See, he said, naturally he is going to carry it and worship. And I know the science of doing prana pratishtha. I will put another stone and worship it as a God. And this new stone is going to do the same work for me, which the old stone was doing. So I have the ability to do prana pratishtha. I was really shocked. Understand? See, especially when you have some extraordinary experience with a stone, it is not an easy joke to retain the clarity. I put energy into it. Even though it speaks to me, it is my own trust. It is my ability to do prana pratishtha. This is what I call, even if you have the Daiva Bhakti, you should ultimately know the truth. It is Atma Bhakti. Your own Atman, you are seeing it as God outside. So the Deva Bhakti should lead you to the depth of Atma Bhakti. I was shocked, a villager can have so much of clarity. And that guy really did not spend that money on himself. And he put another one small deity as Shiva and built a small temple. Not big but small temple he built. With that money, still the temple is there. Ability to do prana pratishtha. The clarity to have prana pratishtha. Understand? Now, in your life also, because you gave life to the conflict, conflict appears as reality and you really perceive it. Because you perceive it, you forget you gave power to it. Don't forget, even if you perceive it as reality, you gave power to it. That villager, even if he is able to experience that stone as a God, he did not forget the truth, he gave power to it. He did prana pratishtha to it. But in your life, even though you gave power to all the conflicts, after you start perceiving it, you forget you gave power to those conflicts. Remember, retain the ability to do prana pratishtha. When you gave power, when you perceive conflict, take the power back. Put the power on life. It is you who is going to decide whether to give power to conflict or life.
Let's go to the Shakshi Pramana. Shakshi Pramanas to levitate a person located across the great distance.
Thousands of participants were leaping effortlessly into levitation, while many others experienced states of expanded consciousness. Today's process was one of over 200 techniques revealed to Nithyananda during his 53 days of illegal imprisonment. Levitation happens as a result of the energy alchemy between master and disciple.
Pratyaksha Pramana, scientific studies, what can be measured, measuring the effect of being in enlightenment state. The science of levitation. Fundamentally, levitation on Earth requires an outward force that counters the massive gravitational force of the Earth. In physics, levitation of objects has been performed using magnetic forces, electrostatic forces, gas, etc. One of the known techniques uses materials called diamagnetic materials, which induces a magnetic field in a direction opposite to an externally applied magnetic field. This is an aspect of quantum mechanics whose effect occurs in all materials. The concept of diamagnetics has also been applied to small, water-containing biological systems like mice, which have been levitated at NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory. Michio Kushi, born in 1926 in Japan, introduced macrobiotic diet to the West, was seen levitating in front of a group during one of his presentations by a participant, Keith Vernam. Keith Vernam reported what Mushi Kushi had to say about levitating. Levitation is very easy. It is a natural, simple process. You all can do it. The technique is to simple one's mind and clear consciousness. One must eliminate ego and self-absorption and the awareness of the small self. When the awareness of the personality is gone, along with the self-concern and limited beliefs, one can move with the natural laws of the universe. One can utilize the electromagnetic wave energy that moves between the earth and the sun, moon, planets, and all the heavenly bodies in the universe. Source taken from Avatar Shastra, Chapter 10, Science of Miracles, page 194. The Science of Levitation. His Divine Holiness, Bhagwan Nithyananda Paramashivam shares, levitation, Kundalini awakening, everything happens just through this great truth of entanglement, nothing else. When this entanglement happens, I just give my inner space to you, which is lighter than the outer space. See, there are three kinds of spaces. 1. Katakasha, your inner space. 2. Chitakasha, the space in which your body is sitting. And 3. Parakasha, the cosmic space. If your inner space is heavier than your outer space, you will be glued to the ground. All I do is I make your inner space lighter than the outer space by removing the mass. For those few seconds, you are in entanglement with my inner space, which is purest consciousness. The Katakasha compromises the entire human body, which in turn is made up of 50 trillion cells containing mostly water. 70% of the body is water. At a molecular level, all structures of the human body are composed of atoms and subatomic particles. At atomic and subatomic levels, all atoms are 99% space and 1% mass. However, the space is not empty, but contains energy in the form of strong interactions and electroweak forces. These vast, apparently empty, but energy-containing spaces constitute the Chitakasha, infusion of Kundalini energy into the apparently empty space within the atom. Chitakasha changes the electron orbital into a higher orbital, increasing the empty space of each atom. This creates a larger volume for the same mass, allowing the body to become relatively lighter than before, like the expansion of a helium-filled balloon. The more helium, the lighter, and it flies away. The Chitakasha is ultimately the same as Parakasha. The only dividing line between the form and formlessness is the Katakasha, the body boundary. Source taken from Avatar Shastra, Chapter 10, Science of Miracles, page 202.
Setting up things for levitating a large boulder or tree trunk or heavy dumbbell Set up the camera, have the Jnananjan ready. Sit where you can find all these large items possible. Get the video ready and download the timestamp app. Click on the video. Ensure the time is shown on the screen. Make sure the camera is covering the large area of the object and you, or a big stone, or a tree trunk, or some dumbbells, like huge krishnashalas. Anything. The camera should focus on that and you, and it should be a bright place, a wide angle shot. These are very special moments, so don't miss to record all these things. Every time have the recording set up before you start manifestation. Guidelines to manifest the powers: turn on the video recording, apply the Jnananjan on your third eye and bring your awareness to your third eye. Sit next to your boulder, tree trunk or dumbbell and connect with it. Through your third eye, start manifesting. And if the huge object is moving, then you are manifesting. If you feel the heat or the vibration in the huge object, or it is levitating off the ground, extremely good. You have started manifesting the powers of levitation. So authentically check everything and share the video, and with powerful cognition with others, family, and friends. Listen to others' experience of moving the large object videos. Power manifestation instructions. Let's sit straight, the head, neck, and back in a straight line, so that beautifully the Kundalini energy raises to the Agnya where the manifestation happens. Usually our awareness is on Muladhara, Swadhisthana, and Manipuraha, where navel center, your below navel center. Here, bringing the awareness to your third eye and sitting straight will give us amazing possibility of power manifestation. Now let's understand few words that Bhagavan is repeatedly using. Shaktipada, oneness, be unclutched, initiation. So here first we will see in Bhagavan's words what is Shaktipada.
Let me give an introduction about what is Shaktipada process. Please understand. You would have seen or heard about how the chicken sits on the egg and hatches. Of course, in the modern countries, this does not happen. Machine sits on the egg and our egg sits on the machine. In those days, originally when hens and chicken were getting produced on the planet Earth, the hen used to sit on the chicken and hen used to sit on the egg, and the chicken will come out of the egg. See, same way, Sadashiva, sitting means the ultimate cosmic energy sitting on the individual soul and making the individual soul into cosmic energy is Shaktipada. Hen sitting on the egg and making the chicken happen, same way. You may think, how come, what is going on here? That hen is only sitting just by the body heat of the hen, the egg is becoming chicken. Because no surgery is done and nothing goes inside. It's only sitting. Same way, it is just sitting. It's only the presence, the Shaktipada, makes the individual soul into cosmic soul.
Beautifully, Bhagavan explained Shaktipada, how individual soul becomes cosmic soul. And let's listen to initiation.
You see, let me explain the initiation. Initiation is the process beyond your intellectual understanding. The transmission of lamp happens. Now, you understood something intellectually. There is something which is not understood, which can't be transmitted through the words. That is transmitted. That's what we call initiation. Sometimes I tell people that unless you are initiated, the techniques do not create the result. The reason is you do not grasp completely whatever is expressed through words. Initiation is like it just transmits whatever need to be transmitted beyond logic and beyond words. People ask me why to wear this bracelet or this mala and all those things. This all will remind you. Why bracelet in the hand? It will remind you before eating, did you meditate? It's a constant reminder. Before eating, let you be reminded, did you do the meditation? That is why this bracelet. That is why this mala. That is why this external things. Sometimes these external things does a big job of reminding you constantly. That is why take the help of external things also, nothing wrong. People ask me, why we can just be spiritual without having external things? If you can, really you are welcome. But I don't think anybody who speaks in that way is successful. I've never seen people becoming successful, avoiding the external things, just having internal things. And it is just a nice way of escaping from yourself.
Beautifully, Bhagavan explained initiation. Let's listen to be unclutched. What is to be unclutched?
The thoughts, every thought is independent, illogical, unconnected, and unclutched. Because the gap between two thoughts is too small. The neutral space between the two thoughts is too small. You think all the thoughts are connected and it is in the shape form. It is not. By your very nature, every thought is independent, illogical, unconnected, and unclutched. Between every thought, you experience a neutral space. When you change the gear, whether you go from neutral to 1 or 1 to 2 or 2 to 3 or 3 to 4 or 4 to whatever gears you may change, but every time you have to come to the neutral space. Only then you can go to the next gear. Even if you want to go from 2 to 3, you have to come to the neutral space. Only then you can go to 3. Same way, between every thought, you experience a neutral space. You experience a neutral space between every thought. Between every thought. That neutral space, that silence is what I call peace or bliss. The peace which exists, the bliss which exists already in you, between every thought, the gap of the thought, the gap between the thoughts, that neutral space is the peace, is the bliss. When you understand you are unconnected, independent, illogical, and unclutched, by your very nature, you will start experiencing the neutral space in you, neutral space which exists in you. You will start living from moment to moment in spontaneity. We need to understand one more thing. This technique of being unclutched, it does miracles in your being. In the body level, or in the mental level, or in the being level. In every level, when you understand the truth, by your very nature, you are unclutched. The tremendous quantum transformation. You take a quantum jump, the transformation happens in quantum, not step by step. Just on jump. You take a quantum jump and experience the truth awakening in you.
The oneness space is the most beautiful space that Bhagavan himself is explaining how we are ferocious. Beyond the tiredness and boredom, we can experience the space of oneness and be unclutched.
Oneness is not imagination. Oneness is not visualization. Oneness is not even just declaration. It is your existence. An idea which is you is oneness. The idea which has become part of your very space, which does not tire you or bore you by the passage of the time, is oneness. Mahadeva says in the Agama, Sadashiva beautifully explains in the Agama, Kala, Yama cannot tire you or bring boredom to you if something becomes your space. Devi achieved the blissful state and union with Mahadeva on Shivaratri day because our space became oneness. Anything which brings tiredness or boredom has not yet become your space. If living in this body brings you tiredness and boredom, you are not going to be living in this body forever. When that becomes too much, you are going to drop it and move ahead. If you want to be in oneness forever, it should become part of your space, means you should become ferocious with you and break this very tiredness and boredom. Only when you deal you with the ferociousness, you break the tiredness and boredom. With that ferociousness, you need to make oneness as your space. Anything stands as an imagination in the length level, visualization in the breadth level, declaration in the depth level. If you open your time with ferociousness, it just sinks into space level. With this ferociousness, the time layer in you opens, and the oneness from imagination to visualization to declaration, it becomes your space, the way of existence.
The most important, Bhagavan says, being unclutched, understanding the Shaktipada, the oneness space, and chanting the Mahavakya. The Mahavakya, the power of the Mahavakya pushes you into the higher states of consciousness. Here Bhagavan himself explains how we can experience the Shaktipada, raised higher consciousness through Mahavakya.
It's one of the very important revelation by Sadashiva. All the electronic equipments work when the electrons are made to vibrate. That happens by the light. When the electricity is supplied, the light particle vibrates, the electronic equipment starts working. Just like that, the spiritual power and the umbilical cord connection, spiritual umbilical cord connection between you and me, it works with sound particle. For example, my integrity with the cosmos, Sadashiva, Mahasadashiva, it reverberates in certain level of frequency. When you are integrated to me, you also start reverberating in the same frequency. If your integrity goes down, that is when you start connecting with me only as a manager or this organization head or your Purvashram father, mother. Your connection with me goes down to the lower level if the integrity gets reduced. I was wondering, what is the way we can bring people to the higher integrity immediately and the feeling connection, so they start manifesting the powers, they start staying in the space of Sadashivatva. Sadashiva revealed a beautiful sound. I can tell you, this is like a password. At any point, if you are not able to bring yourself to oneness, you are a little shaken, disturbed, or for some reason, you are not able to bring yourself to oneness. This is like a password. You type, whether your mind feels connected or not, the energy will start flowing in you beyond the depth dimension. You see, all mind oscillation, restlessness, all mental idea based feeling connected or not feeling connected is only length, breadth, depth level, not in the space level. But this sound will straight infuse energy from the space level. Like for example, if the power goes off, automatically the generator will get switched on and the power supply will be going on. So end result will not be lost. Whether government power supply or the generator power supply, end result will not be stopped. So whenever you feel little that oneness is, you are not catching it, just feed this password. Immediately the oneness will open up and you will start manifesting the powers, energy, and the whole space will shift. It is directly from Sadashiva. It's a beautiful sound. I don't even want to say it's a mantra. It is not even a mantra because there is no meaning in it. You can't derive a meaning for it. It just flashed like a password for all the initiations I am giving. One single password for all the initiations I am giving. And the initiations I gave, I am giving, I will be giving for all that. This is like one password. Don't even repeat like a mantra. Just feed like a password and it will just open up. Your whole being will open up. Listen carefully. It starts with the vibration Om. Listen and then repeat. Om. Very deep. Om. Nithyananda. Nithyananda. Maha Sadashivoham.
So Bhagavan gave beautiful explanation of how you can be in Shaktipada. Visualize Paramashiva who has come down as Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam from Kailasha. Remembering Paramashiva in your third eye, again and again, bringing your awareness to your third eye simply makes you manifest powers. Absolute unclutching. How Bhagavan said, the neutral zone, nothing ever touches the screen. Like same way, the movie does not touch the screen, whether it is happening in ferocious or any soft, beautiful, nothing touches the screen. Be unclutched like the screen. And to experience the state of Paramashiva, your inner space being completely unclutched. Complete completion to experience the space of Paramashiva. Inside us, the complete completion happens when we are in tune with Paramashiva. That everything is redundant and irrelevant. The essence of completion is irrelevant. Nothing matters in your life because everything is completion. Oneness with Paramashiva. How Bhagavan said, in ferocious breaking the boredom and tiredness, just being in the space of oneness with Paramashiva to manifest the powers of Paramashiva. Tyaga as Paramashiva is your only strength, now declaring complete integrity with Bhagavan to experience the being of Paramashiva. How Bhagavan said, chanting the Mahavakya raises your frequency, and that is your only strength to manifest any reality. Being in this beautiful space of Paramashiva, you can experience such a beautiful space, state, powers, and becoming the being of Paramashiva, manifesting whatever you want. Now, you will be manifesting the powers, watching the oneness capsule, and chanting the Mahavakya, Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. We'll be playing the Mahavakya and the oneness capsule for you to manifest powers. At end of the Mahavakya, you can start with the verification and sharing and causing. Thank you.
Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Vani open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Varni open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour. Let the Varni open up. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour. Let the Varni open up. Manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour. Let the Varni open up. Manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. 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 Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour. Let the Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. 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 Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Varni open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
Verification process that no video should be edited. Video is not stopped or restarted. All videos are verified with a timestamp. If your body moving too much, settle down first. Do not use any logical ways or to lift or forklift the huge object or do any external ways to move the object. Make sure the surface is flat wherever you have the object like a dumbbell, that it's not sliding. The huge object is moving off the ground, on the ground there, and fully, you can see fully manifesting. Freely make sure that there is no string attached or anything if it is lifting off the ground. If it is moving on the ground, wonderful, you're still manifesting the powers. Authentically, only the let huge object should be moving by itself, not to vibrate or you use any hand tricks to manifest those powers. Thank you so much for manifesting these powers.
Beautiful. We are at the end of the power manifestation, but most important part of the power manifestation. Here, we are going to share all that you have manifested with the social media groups. Here we have Sri Kailasha Kotyar manifesting power groups. Thousands of people are part of that. And you can share there and you can post your powerful cognition and the videos. The link is tinyurl.com/power manifestation. It is at the left corner of the page. You can click on it and you can post your beautiful experience in the power manifestation group. Why sharing and causing is very important part of power manifestation. Bhagavan beautifully explains that sharing is pulling us out of delusion and causing is liberating us. We are the ones who need to start experiencing the higher states of reality, how we need to exist. Beautifully, Bhagavan explains When you are sharing with others the ultimate, beautiful, multidimensional logic, your brain rewires into the higher space of consciousness, the Turyatita state. Again and again, when you experience even a little bit, you share with the world, your experience becomes reality. Same thing when you cause others to come and get initiated for higher reality, you are caused into the higher purpose, the ultimate reality. Bhagavan says extreme causing, extreme power manifestation is extreme causing. So beautifully he explains how our strength is declared on Paramashiva. The power manifestation happens exactly in tune to that. And sharing with the world, continuously reiterating ourselves the experience that we had from the powerful cognition and manifesting the space of Paramashiva, the state of Paramashiva, the beings of Paramashiva, we become Paramashiva. Go on sharing and causing, which is the most important part of how you have experienced your reality. When you go to a temple, we pray and we see that beautiful experience happen in us, and then share with the world that how amazing the temple experience has manifested as your reality. Same way, when you manifest powers, when you share with the world, it becomes more and more the depth cognition of you, and you will be experiencing more powers. Even if you're manifested very small, it does not matter the quantity. Bhagavan says the quality is important. If it is authentic, please go ahead and share with the world. Do not doubt, have self-doubt, self-denial, self-hatred come and block anything. Experience the ultimate in deep seeking and gratitude. Bhagavan manifest in you with a deep prayer, that asking Bhagavan to make this reality as your existential reality. With that, let's end with the Purna Mantra, thanking Bhagavan for all these great experience. We have come to the end of the Power Manifestation course, and we end with the Purna Mantra. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purna Purnamadashyate Purnasya Purnamataya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat Sarvam Bhagavate Sri Nithyananda Parameshivam Padaka Arpanamastu. Om Nithyanandam. Thank you for participating in the Jnana Paddhati, Nithyananda Jnana Paddhati course. Please go ahead and select more power manifestation and every day experience the ultimate reality for yourself. Nithyananda.
Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham